The Untouchable True School Sports Empire proudly presents something the boxing games are missing. Hey, what's going on? It's your boy BT, and I came here to talk some boxing with the thousands of True School Sports subscribers. Now, I've made a whole smorgasbord of Demetrius Andrade videos this year. He's probably gotten more coverage on this channel than any fight I can possibly get for not fighting in a singular year. That's just the truth. But this may, unless anything crazy happens, this may well be my last Demetrius Andrade video of the year, unless something happens. But Demetrius Andrade has had probably the worst year I've ever seen any fighter have in the history of boxing. And it's all his fault. It really is all his fault. Janibek looked pedestrian, average, mediocre against Denzel Bentley. He looked bad for not taking that fight, and that fighting is mandatory. But now it's really just come to a crescendo of stupidity from Andrade, because John Ryder, who basically, for all intents and purposes, slotted in for him and took his spot, fought Parker for the same WBO interim title he signed to fight, and pulled out of and then declined later on. That same guy has slotted in for him, made Zach Parker quit and look like less than spectacular of a fighter. And now Demetrius Andrade has to watch John Ryder more than likely get the fight with Canelo that he would have gotten. And now he tried to be this great boxing businessman. Maybe he got some bad advice, people. But now look at him. He's sitting there, no promoter, no belt, no fights in 2022, no momentum, no ranking position to get like a Canelo fight. No Benavidez or planned fight because they're fighting each other next. So that's out the door. What is there to do? I hate that. I really do hate that it's come to this. Like, I know recently a lot of people, especially the Andrade fans, they've said that I'm a turncoat and all this stuff, and it is what it is, man. I'm still a fan of him. But it really is one of the biggest tragedies in boxing that it's come to this. That it has come to the point where, okay, was Andrade avoided by some fighters early in his career? No doubt about it. And I still think Canelo Alvarez avoided and ducked him. And nobody will ever move me off that square. Canelo Alvarez ducked Demetrius Andrade. But he has been proactive. And it's just like, he really avoided Zach. I can't believe I'm sitting here. I literally started off on the first day of this year. I saw Canelo Alvarez here in South Florida at the Luis Ortiz fight, and he was there to support Frank Sanchez, and I pressed him about wanting to fight Demetrius Andrade. I started out the first day of the year pressing him about fighting Demetrius Andrade. We sit here going into December, late November, going into December of the same calendar year, and now I'm like, man, maybe Canelo had a bit of a point, because I don't understand how he avoided Janibek. Like, I don't understand how he avoided Zach Parker. People are going to, I know people who like him are going to talk all this stuff about money this and money that. But listen, man, sometimes in life, you got to sacrifice to get where you want. And listen, now that we're in the aftermath, and now that the smoke is cleared and we see what's happened with Parker, we've seen what's happened with Janibek. Do you guys really still think it was too much to ask Andrade to get in the ring and fight these guys? Maybe take some short money, because knowing that if you beat these guys, you would have potential greater opportunities on the back end. And even if you don't, you can at least get some momentum so that you can leverage that into a better opportunity moving forward. I mean, was that too much to ask for? Look at how bad Janibek looked against Bentley, and look at how Zach Parker quit against John Ryder. Was it too much to ask for? I don't think so. So, what was that movie, The Bronx Tale? They said the saddest thing in life is wasted talent. Now, Andrade he's not a complete waste, because Andrade did become two-time world champion, two-division world champion. He defended the belt numerous amounts of times. He's a legitimate champion, irrespective of what anybody wants to say. They can never take that from him. Many thousands and thousands and millions of men have put on boxing gloves and have never, ever touched a world title. And even fewer have touched 2 world titles in multiple weight classes. So they can never take that from him. But when you consider the ability this man has, and the opportunities that have been put at his doorstep this year, and even in some cases in years past, and he hasn't been proactive in being able to get these deals and these fights to happen and get them over the line, at some point in time, yes, you can blame fighters that maybe didn't want to fight him. But at some point in time, you have to really think, okay, the one common denominator in all this might just be Andrade. So maybe he or the people that run his career could quite possibly be the problem in all this. So it's a sad state of affairs. But yeah, the Zach Parker fight, I think, has made Andrade look even worse. And I hope we get a better 2023 than we did in 2022, because we didn't get anything from Andrade in 2022. And I want to sit here and think that he's better than what's happened this year, but then part of me is like, well, is he? Because we're this deep into the ball game. At some point, BT, you just gotta accept that once you bake a cake, it's a cake. Once someone is set in their ways, is set in their ways, and there's really no way for Andrade to change this. So hopefully we get to better 2023. But this is where we're at. This is what it's come to. Demetrius Andrade ducked Janibek and Zach Parker just so those two could look pedestrian in their fights and make him look even worse. Sad state of affairs. So yeah, you guys leave your comments down below. Make sure you guys take the time to subscribe. And like I say in every single one of these videos, you can love me or you can hate me. But I'm just a kid from Daniel. So until next time, take care, guys.